So you've been thinking about starting your investment journey for a while. Maybe you've even learned a little bit about how the stock market works, but you somehow haven't started. If this is you, then I'm here to tell you that the time is now, and I'd like to give you a few reasons why you should start. Welcome to the Eighth Wonder, a channel dedicated to making compound interest your best interest. You've seen those articles, right? The ones talking about how much you could have made had you invested a certain amount of money in a certain company some years back. Yeah, those ones. They usually make you feel like you've missed out, and you often wish you could go back in time and start investing so you could get all that value. Unfortunately, time travel only exists in the movies, so you can't go back in time. But you can take counsel from a particular Chinese proverb which goes as follows: the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. You might have missed out on some investment opportunities in the past, but if you start now, you won't have to look back sometime later with the same regret. With that being said, let's look at some of the reasons why starting now would be a good idea. Number one, building for the future. It's no secret that we all dream of a future where we can afford to live a certain lifestyle. What that looks like is up to you. But one thing is for sure, that won't just happen by chance. One of the biggest ways that we can work to make that dream a reality is by having a goal to work towards and then putting together a plan to consistently build towards it. You can look at the life you'd like to afford and then calculate how much you need in order to attain it. Once you have that number, you must then look at how much you need to put towards that goal and then commit to that amount. Make it part of your budget and then stick to it. This might require you to forego certain things right now and prioritize investing for the future. With a strong vision of where you like to get and a plan to turn the dream into a reality, beginning this year, you can start building up towards that. By investing now, you are giving your future self the best chance of success. Number two, the runway. Just as a plane needs a runway for it to take off, you need time and compounding to build up to your goal. The game of investing is not one that is won overnight. Instead, it is one that requires consistency and long-term commitment. Like I said earlier on, you need to decide on an amount that you can afford to invest every month for a decade or more. It also helps to increase the amount over time as your situation allows. What this does is activate the magic of compounding. What first starts off as a small amount that generates small returns can over time build up something massive. If you can, for example, invest $1,000 a month, by the end of the year, you would have put in $12,000. Assuming an interest rate of 7%, you would have made an additional $480.30. Couple that with some dividends if your investment pays those out, and you would have made at least $500 or more. Or rather, your money would have made you some additional money. If you continue on that same trajectory for 10 years with the same conditions, you would have just over $172,000. This number does not take into account any dividends that you might have made along the way. Now let's talk about this runway for a little bit. The longer it is, the faster the plane can go before takeoff without running out of road. Similarly, the earlier you start, the more time you give your money to work hard for you. If we take the same conditions and apply them to a 20-year time frame, our balance goes up to over $510,000, again without dividends. At this point, something interesting happens. The interest generated makes up over 50% of the total balance, evidence that your money is working hard for you. If we look at a 30-year timeline, it just looks even better. How much? Over $1.1 million better. And in this case, interest makes up over 70% of the total balance. This is why starting your long-term investing journey now has a very big chance of becoming one of the best financial decisions you can make this year. A 7% return doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when it is coupled with consistency and a long time frame, it can make something very small grow into something very big. Number three, potential opportunities. If there's one thing that holds true about the stock market, it is that it goes up and down. But over the long term, the trend is upwards. This one characteristic of the market makes it quite a favorable place to invest your money if you can block out all the noise that comes from all the swings. I find it particularly interesting that some of the best opportunities to invest and get great value are mostly times when there's a downturn in the markets. One of the best ways to look at stock market downturns is to look at them as if they were a sale at your favorite store. When the price of the item goes down, what do? You buy, and if you can, you do so in bulk. If you can view investing in the same light, you can be able to achieve some great returns. There's a lot of speculation about a lot of things right now, and people are convinced that there will be a downturn in the markets. Whether or not that will happen, I cannot say. But if it does, then having some skin in the game and doubling down will produce the most favorable result. Big downturns don't always happen, but when they do, you need to make the most of them. As Warren Buffett once said, opportunities come infrequently. When it rains gold, put out the bucket, not the thimble. From all my time learning about investing in the stock market, the one thing that most people, including me, regret the most is not taking full advantage of a great opportunity. It has never been easier to make money on the stock market than it is today. Use this to your advantage. Number 4, taxes. In this world, nothing can be said to be certain except death and taxes. This is a famous quote from Benjamin Franklin, and it signifies one of the biggest oppositions to financial growth: taxes. While necessary, taxes can take up a huge portion of your returns. Fortunately, there are ways to reduce or even eliminate a future tax bill. One way is through investing in a tax free or tax advantage account, or whatever it is called in your country. This allows you to invest your after tax money and have no capital gains or dividend withholding tax charges. These usually have limits on how much you're allowed to invest in a year and so forth. But if you can use them to your advantage and max them out, then you can enjoy the benefits of getting tax free returns in the future. There are also tax deferring accounts where you invest your pre tax money, thus lowering your taxable income. This, however, is subject to a tax later on when you reach a certain age and are able to start withdrawing from them. These are essentially retirement funds. Reducing your tax bill and getting more value from your investments can be the difference between reaching that goal that you have set for yourself and not. It can help you to squeeze out more out of your investment than you would be able to otherwise. Number 5, the best employee ever. Have you ever heard of an employee who never tires, never needs time off, never gets sick, and never gets hungry? The logical answer is no. But what if I told you that such an employee exists? That employee is your money. Warren Buffett once said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. How you get to make money while you sleep is by putting your money to work through investing. As a regular person with a job, there's a limit to the amount of work you can do. Therefore, your earning potential through working also has a limit, since working is exchanging time for money. In order to increase your earning potential beyond your natural capabilities, you can invest your money and get part ownership in income producing businesses which help you grow the value of your investment. The cool thing about this concept is that your employee, i.e., your money, will work hard to hire more employees for you so they can work even harder together. This is known as compound interest. And if you'd like to learn more about this concept, I made a video about it which I'll link in the description. They say that hindsight is 20/20. So looking back, I can see how I missed out on some opportunities and regret not starting my investment journey earlier. But now I can look back from the time I finally started and I can see a lot of progress. One of the reasons I've seen for most people choosing not to invest is not having a lot of money. But the truth is, you don't have to have a lot to start. You must understand that 7% of zero is zero. But 7% of whatever amount you've put in is something that can help build towards your financial backing. Never underestimate the power of starting. A little can go a long way. If you'd like to learn how to invest on a low salary, then I have a video for that too, which I will also link in the description. I hope these 5 reasons will be enough to convince you to get started. Not for me, but for your future self. Every year that you are not investing is a year of missed opportunity, especially when there are downturns in the markets. Can you think of any other reasons good enough for one to start investing? Share them in the comments below. If you have started or will be starting your investment journey this year, comment investing 2026 below. If this video has been of any value to you, then please leave a like and share it with a friend. To keep seeing more videos like this one, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss them when they drop. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you on the next video. But until then, stay invested.